Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Mr. Kovalt, and in this video I'm going to go over Lewis dot structures for ions and ionic compounds. So let's get into this. So first we're going to do the cations. So remember, the cations are positive ions, so that means they're going to be losing the electrons, and that is most likely going to be the metals. So we have magnesium here, and here's the Lewis dot structure for magnesium. Magnesium is a group 2 element, so that means it has two valence electrons, and so we have the two dots in our Lewis dot the symbol for magnesium. So magnesium is going to lose those two electrons, and the way we write our Lewis dot symbol for a positive ion is to just have the symbol with the two dots missing, have brackets around them, and then you have the two positive charge at the top right corner here. So you typically have brackets around your ions to indicate that you have a charge, and you put the charge on the top right. So that's how you would do your positive cations. What about your negative anions? So remember, your negative ions are called anions. So here I have a couple of examples. So here we have oxygen. Oxygen is in group 6, so we know it has 6 valence electrons. And so we have the Lewis dot symbol for oxygen here. So you'll notice that in order to get that outer shell of 8, remember the octet rule. The octet rule is that typically ions or atoms want to have a full outer shell, and that is typically 8 electrons, but not always the case. There are exceptions to that. But here we see that we have these two unpaired electrons. Oxygen would love to pair those up, so it needs 2 more electrons to get that octet. So we get the 2 electrons there. So let us put a negative for there, negative electrons. And so it gains those 2 electrons. Now it has a full octet. And so we write the Lewis dot structure like this with 8 dots around it for the anion, and then we put brackets around it for the negative 2 charge. So you'll notice that for the positive ion, we don't have the dots around it, mainly because we want to show it change, right? But there is an outer shell that has 8 electrons for magnesium, but if we were to write the 8 there, it might be a little confusing. Where did all those electrons come from? So we just show that the 2 electrons were removed, and what we have left is a positive ion. For the anions, we have the 8 because we want to show that we gained 2 more electrons going from 6 to an octet of 8, and we have the negative 2 charge there. Same thing for nitrogen. Here we have the Lewis dot symbol for nitrogen as a neutral atom. It wants to gain 3 electrons because it has these 3 unpaired electrons, and it would love to pair those up to get that octet. So it gains the 3 electrons, and so now it has the octet, the 4 pairs of electrons, and then you have the negative 3 charge on outside of the brackets. So that's how you write the anions, the Lewis dot symbol or structure of the anions. What about an ionic compound? Well, that's pretty easy because all you do is you take the Lewis symbols for the ions and you stick them together. Make sure you balance the charge of the compound. So if you need more than one ion, you could write that as a subscript for that ion. So here's a couple of examples. So I have one ionic compound. We have magnesium and oxygen. Both of them have a positive 2 and a negative 2. So magnesium has a positive 2 charge and oxygen has a negative 2 charge. So you only need one each to balance the charge. So this would be your Lewis dot structure for magnesium oxide. For this one, you have a magnesium ion and you have a fluorine ion or a fluoride ion. So again, magnesium has a 2 plus charge, but the fluoride ion with its full octet has a negative 1 charge. So in order to balance the positive 2, you need 2 fluoride ions. So therefore, we have the subscript 2 there. So that's now a balanced compound. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this was helpful in learning about the Lewis dot structures for ions and ionic compounds. If you like this video, please smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you can be notified of any other videos I put out. Put a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and if you have any questions that I can answer. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day.